Here's a question. What if houses were sold the way every other product is sold? It's put up on a shelf, you walk in, fixed price, go to the cashier, and you walk away with your house. Why is real estate not sold that way? Or why has it not evolved to being sold that way? That's what we're going to talk about this week. I mean, think about every other product that's literally sold with a fixed price. You go to Woolworths to buy a product, there's the price, you go to the checkout, you don't negotiate, there's not 5 people bidding on it to try and buy it to push the price up. It's not a bad market where the price advertised it sells for less, it sells for a fixed price. So why in the last 100 years hasn't real estate evolved to that type of system? I mean, really, organised real estate's been around for about 100 years. If it could have changed to a fixed price system, it would have by now, don't you think? So the real estate agent is really the middleman all the time. The seller wants to sell, the buyer wants to buy. Why can't they just talk to each other, negotiate, come to resolution and buy? Why does a real estate agent get in the middle of that transaction and get paid? Well, one word: emotional detachment. I know that's 2 words. We provide, as an agent, emotional detachment. I'll go through a couple scenarios which may bring to light why buyers and sellers can't all the time do these transactions themselves. And let me start first with the example for a seller. Seller wants to sell, they put a price on the property, let's say $1 million, which is not unusual these days, never thought I'd say that. $1 million, and a buyer comes along and says, hey, we really love your house, we had a look at it, thanks for showing us through, you're asking $1 million, we'll give you $800,000. The seller will go, what? I'm offended, my house is worth $1 million, how dare you offer me $800,000, I'm offended, get out of here. So that's the problem with the emotional attachment the seller will have. Now let's have a look at the buyer. So as a buyer, same scenario, seller here, buyer here, you go in, you make an offer, the seller sends you back what's called a counter offer because they didn't like your first offer. You get the counter offer and go, that's ridiculous, the house isn't worth that, I'm not going to pay what the seller wants, I'm offended that they didn't come back more reasonably, I'm walking away. And therein lies the big problem with buyers and sellers trying to negotiate together. Over the top of that, the layer over the top is their emotion, and that's the problem. The other problem is a lot of big production type builders like Metricon, etc., or down in Aura, down in Caloundra, a suburb not far from here, they might build 20,000 houses in an area. Well, they just hire someone to sit on a desk and literally take orders. That's almost fixed price purchasing. You can't really negotiate. There's the price of the house. The salesperson types it up. That salesperson has no connection to the transaction or the value. So they don't care if you buy it or if you don't. And you know a lot of times when you walk through those developments, salesperson's just sitting there going, oh yeah, go have a look yourself. Because they don't care whether you buy it or not because they're on a fixed salary. And therein lies the problem. If you sell real estate at a fixed price and you just have an order taker and they're on the fixed salary, from the seller's perspective, that person doesn't care if you get more or less for your property. From the buyer's perspective, that person doesn't care if you pay more or less for the property. There's no emotional connection from the real estate agent as to the value of the property, and therein lies the problem with people just paid to take an order. So at the end of the day, our existence as real estate agents, although not particularly loved by the community, and I get that, we're a necessary part of the sales process. And that's why houses aren't at a fixed price. That's why real estate salespeople don't get paid a fixed wage. There's also a limited supply of real estate, and that supply can't be replenished quickly. So typically, for every property, there's more than one buyer willing to look at it, and sometimes, depending upon the market, more than one buyer willing to make an offer. It's called a free market. It's Western society. It's a democratic society. It's the way we work. And trust me, it's much better. I can't believe I just said trust me, but trust me, it's much better than the alternative, which has been tried and just hasn't worked. So here's my prediction on real estate selling in the future. Agents will still be involved, but rather than you as a buyer going and walking around open houses, you'll go to the agent's office, you'll put on a set of VR goggles, they will put you inside the house and you'll be able to walk through the house with VR goggles on, turn around, look at it in the daytime, look at it in the nighttime, look at it in busy traffic times, low traffic times, in summer, in winter. You'll be able to interact through the property. You'll do all that sitting in the agent's office in the future, and then you go, yeah, we want to make an offer on the house. That's where I see real estate going, and I think that's probably at least maybe 10 years away. But eventually the process of a buyer physically going out, driving around and looking at houses and opens, I think that will disappear in the future, and it'll become a total VR experience with maybe at the very end of the process a quick drive-by. But by that point you've picked out the house, you know you want it, and now you just verify that the house is actually in a physical location. So that's it for this week. So please, if you're a buyer, give me a call. Would love to find out what you're looking for and help you. If you're a seller, give me a call and I'll bring you into tune with the changing market that we're currently in, which makes it more critical than ever to pick an experienced real estate agent that has seen these markets before, being a changing market, going towards probably a normal market. And if you're a landlord, give me a call. We'd love to talk to you about our guarantees we have in our property management division. That's it for this week. Goodbye.